These horses have been facing each other, beating each other, and in this race, starting to pick 5, I advise you to spread as much as your budget will allow you. I'm going to use a few horses in here. Excuse me, number 7, My Dark Secret, 6-1 on the morning line, my top pick in the race. This one closed from off the pace. Last start going 6 furlongs, gets extra 110 yards today, and this one was beaten just a length and 3/4 with Kevin Jimenez. Gets Eddie Zuniga tonight, and will carry 4 pounds less weight tonight as well. My Dark Secret, my top pick. She's a winner over the track, 6-time winner. I just think this horse fits very well in here, and I like the positive jockey change, My Dark Secret, and I think she should set a good trip. She's drawn well to the outside at the 6.5 furlong distance. For second, number 5, Chargerie. Now, this one beat my top pick last start. She was a winner, and in fact, she's on a 3-race win streak, but she's had everything her own way the past couple of starts here. That $5,000 race 2 back, that wasn't a really stellar field. A couple of those horses came back in dated condition races and were beaten off, and this one came back in a starter, but was 10-1, and she rallied and got up. But I think everything went her own way. Track was a little speed biased that night, and I'm going to use her, but she's no single for me. Now, number 8, Patty, on the turn back to the 6.5 furlong distance. She's never won at the distance, but she is a 4-time winner lifetime. Lightly raced for a 5-year-old, only raced 34 times, but she has been 19, 1, 2, 3. She always tries every time. She gets a positive jockey change, in my opinion, from Loscano to Raquelme. Patty, drawn to the outside. Should be a pace presence as well. I'm going to go 7, 5, 8 in the pick 5. I'll probably throw in another horse or two. I'm going to take a look at the 4, Patsy J. I know the horse won a nickel non-tube. Did it well, and is another one I think should get a decent trip. But I would spread as much as possible. 7, 5, 8 is my top 3 in race number 1. Now, the second race from Turfway starts the pick 4, leg 2 of the early pick 5. Now, no scratches to speak of in race 2. This is a non-2 claimer for 5 to go 5.5 furlongs for the boys. I think you can narrow it down to a couple of horses and probably those I have picked on top right now. I'm going to single. Poppy Joe Rocks, a 4-year-old gelded son by Red Rocks. This one making a slight class drop. Steve Sandy sends that out, and his go-to rider, Johnny McKee, has the call. This one is 7-2 on the morning line. Now, if your budget allows us, you want to throw in the 1 and 8 if you can. Now, number 8, Toothpick, just missed at this level last start, where he was second, beaten 3 lengths. And then for third, number 1, Amani's Kitten. I like this horse. I just wish he wouldn't have drawn the rail. It's not as bad going 5.5 furlongs, though, and this horse does have some speed. Dropped to the nickel last start after racing for $30,000 at Churchill, where he was 9th, beaten 13 lengths. Ran last time, kind of chased him around there, and then flattened out late, was 4th, beaten 2 lengths. I think the horse may have needed the race. The horse was coming off about a 3-month layoff, has that tightener under his belt. Amani's Kitten with Andres Ulola, 4-1, and I think if your budget allows us, you might want to use that horse as well. Now, race number 3 starts the single 6. That also has a carryover tonight. The single 6, a 20-cent base bet, has a carryover of $6,527 of free money in that pool in the single 6 starting in race 3. In the third race, number 8, Vegan Goes Best, was a dominant winner when breaking the maiden here last start for the $15,000 level when he was racing from the barn of Larry Jones. Myler Ryder takes over the training services here for former Governor Brereton C. Jones. Now, this one will be a pace present. And when you look at the field, there's some horses with some speed in here, but I don't think there's any to go with this horse. The Hancock entry both have speed. I can't expect both of them to go. I would imagine Cafe Mischief from the inside would be the one sent out, and they'll let Ellie Factor lay just off of it. But Vegan Goes Best, my top pick. Then I'm going to go to the Hancock entry, Cafe Mischief and L Factor. I think L Factor is the slightly better of the two, but I think either two could win the race. And then for third, number 7, Stellar Stiletto. Now, this one is a 4-year-old daughter of Snappy Halo racing for Bill Pribble. Luan Machado has a call. This one exits a third-place finish. I think it gets better, where it was beaten 3 lengths. Now, good to see Luan Machado finally got the monkey off his back, got his first win of the meeting in about 30 starts last night. That was a horse that broke on top, and this one I think will have some speed as well. Stellar Stiletto from the barn of Adolfo Macias, 7-2 with Luan Machado. Race number 4 is a maiden 3-year-old claimer, $7,500, and they'll travel 6 1/2 furlongs. In the fourth race, there are 2 scratches. Numbers 8 and 13 are both out. This is a kind of a wide open race, but I mean, the more you dig, the more you'll find. You can make an excuse for a lot of the horses, and in fact, in the pick 4 and 5, I'm using 6 horses in here, 3, 4, 6, 10, 11, and 12. Of those, number 12 for Billy Moria is my top pick. That's Tadeo. This one raced for $30,000 level at Churchill Downs last start and had the services of Flo Giroux, and this one was a beaten favorite. Showed a little bit of speed, although it was slow to start, did race up, show some speed. Excuse me, and then kind of spit it late, was beaten 21 lengths as the beaten favorite. Time before that, not a terrible race, 8th beaten 14 lengths in a straight maiden. That usually will make them win here, especially at this level for sure, but horse has a little bit of consistency, back class rather. Sky Mesa is the sire of this 3-year-old gelded son for Tammy and James McKinney. Now, this one is 4-1 on the morning line. That is the favorite. And also number 4, Code Blue. Now, this one has nothing to speak of as far as form, other than the horse took money first time out in a straight maiden. That was at Mahoney. That's a very deep surface. Comes down here, makes a big class drop, and does it for a good barn who wins at a very high percentage. Now, the barn's regular rider is not on the horse, and that is a plus for me. I like the apprentice better than his former rider, and this one gets a break in weight, 7 pounds to go 6.5 furlongs. This one should be a little more forwardly placed today, going 6.5 furlongs. The Bug Boy is a very capable rider, and Code Blue on the class drop from that hot barn of Ray Hernandez gets my second choice here at 8-1. Now for third, number 6, Man He Can. Don Campbell sends this one out for Kevin Atwood and himself. Now, this is the son of Can the Man, who was second last start here for the $7,500 level. At today's distance of 6.5 furlongs, the horse broke third, kind of stalked him, raced up into second. In fact, took the lead for a little bit, but was ran down late by Hancock's Nod Again Jackie, who was much the best that day. And Man He Can gets the return call for De Leon, and this one should sit a pretty good trip. I don't think he has to have the lead, but I think he'll go. But drawn in the middle of the course, I kind of like that. De Leon don't have to use the horse if he don't want. He can kind of sit outside and stalk. And this one, I think will improve. This one was stuck on the fence last start and got ran down. Now, we all know we speak of the inside draw, and horses being on the inside sometimes here isn't the greatest, but last night it wasn't bad. Now, Man He Can, it gets off the rail, goes to the 6 hole, and I think is a one you'll need to play. It's my third choice, 12, 4, 6. Now, if you're playing the pick 5 and 4s, you got to use a couple other horses in here. Number 10, Mr. Willoughby, I'd throw in. The 11, Rubato, shows nothing on the form. In fact, the horse was pulled up on debut, but that was at Keeneland. That was in a slop, going a route, straight maiden, drops in the lowest level you can possibly drop, but comes from a good barn. Murat Sankal is one you always want to use on your ticket. So those are a couple of other horses I would use if you're playing the pick 5 and 4, and of course the single 6 with that carryover as well. Now that we're halfway through the card, we have 4 races left to talk about. Just reminding you that our signature day of the meeting here, Saturday, March 14th, is the Jeff Ruby Stakes Day. Tickets are on sale now, and you'll want to get those as soon as possible because they are going out very quickly here. Again, the tickets on sale for Saturday, March 14th, the Jeff Ruby Stakes Day. They're going fast, and you'll want to get those, especially those of you who want to sit in the VIP tent and the home stretches. Those tickets are limited, and they are going fast. Now, 5th race starts at 50-cent late pick 4. Again, pick 4s are 14% takeouts here at Turfway, and there's no carryover in this one, but there is a scratch in the 5th race of the 1A Green Garnet and number 13 Social Circle. In this race, I'm going to use number 6 La Dama on top, and in fact, I almost singled her. I like her that much in here. Now, La Dama comes from the barn of Louis Gerardo. This horse's numbers stand out. Whatever number systems that you use, and you trust, you always have a strong opinion with those. Now, I use a couple of different ones, and both the ones that I rely on and lean heavily on here, they run very true to form here. Both of those show this horse stands out. Now, Ladama made a start off the layoff last start and ran well, was way out of it and came running and couldn't just sustain that big, long run, and was second and flattened out to third and gets a return call of Gerardo Corrales, who's riding very well since shifting to his tack here. Maybe he learned something from there, so now the two know each other, the horse and jockey. And Ladama 4-1, I think she has a very big chance to get her non-2 win in her 20th career start. Now, number 4 in here is Princess Kaya. Makes a class drop last start here at Turfway on December 13th when Racing for 10 was the beaten favorite, but this one was wide and has a trip over the track, comes from a good barn. I love Jeff Barkley. In fact, he hasn't even lost a race here yet at the meet, and John McKee has the call. Now, for third, I'm going to go for number 10, Silky Appeal. I bet this horse 2 starts back here at Turfway, and we gave the horse out here on the show. And then when it came back, I liked the horse's chance again. Had a trip over the track, but didn't get the greatest ride. Now, Alexis Cordero Lopez noticed that too. He elected to take that jockey off. He puts Angel Serper, who's a very capable rider, on the horse today. I think the horse will show a much better form. The horse will be off the pace. We'll need some pace to run at, and I think it should get it. I think Hope and Dream should flash some speed. Ladama doesn't have to go, but will be forwardly placed. And Skip and Hop, I think, will show some as well. The race just isn't loaded with speed. That's the only reason I didn't put Promised Fame much closer. I think Promised Fame is one that needs a big pace. Now, early on in her year in 2019, she showed speed, but her last few starts, she hasn't showed much speed at all. So that's the only reason Promised Fame wasn't a higher-up pick for me, but if I'm playing the pick 4s or 5s, I probably would spread and use her. I'm going 6-4-10 in race number 5. That does start the 50-cent late pick 4. Now the 6th race starts the final roll in pick 3 on this Saturday card. It's a non-winners of 2 in 12 months. Again, non-winners of 2 races in a full calendar year to go 1 mile. And in race 6, number 9, Rio Seco has been scratched. I'm singling in this race. I think number 5, Golden Gift, is a standout. If you ask me my most logical winner on the night, I'll tell you this one. And if you ask me the best bet, it would be this one. 5-2 is a very good price. We'll come down a little bit. Rio Seco with the scratch there at 5-1. We'll lose a little bit of odds there. But Golden Gift, I think he's a standout here. I don't mind that he's only raced here 1 time and he's 11 years old. I know you can pick him apart, but he's a 3-time winner on the synthetic, 6 for 9, 1-2, and just has been facing much tougher. His numbers towers over the field. He gets a really good rider, Rodney Prescott, fresh off that 3-win victory last night here. Comes from a good barn as well, Terry Young. So a lot of upside for number 5, Golden Gift. It's going to be my single in the sequence in the late pick 4. And so I'm putting that horse on top, and if you're playing the pick 3 and stuff, you want to find a horse to go short because I think the sequence offers some value later on through the card as we go. The last race is a spread race. In the 7th race, I think there's a heavy favorite in there that's vulnerable, has a big chance of getting beaten tonight. So I'm going to single here and take a stab in the pick 4s and pick 3s here at Turfway in this late one and spread out. But in the 6th race, I think it's all about the 5, Golden Gift. Then the 2, Seven Hearts Warrior, woke up last start, skipping a couple of conditions as a non-3 in life, raced in the non-winners in 12 months, and won well. Come from rallying from off the pace to win going away, and the horse was bet down, was like 20-1 in the program that day, ended up going off 7-1. But Seven Hearts Warrior, well drawn to the inside at this route distance, gets a return call from Garcia for Scooter Arnold. Now, number 3, Double Derringer. This one's going to be a price. But this one, I like getting back to Virginia Tormey. She seemed to get along with this veteran very well. 2 starts back where she was 3rd, beaten 4 lengths at 93-1. She's going to be nowhere near that today. But Double Derringer, he is a 5-time winner. He's always in the money, though, it seems like. Now, he's raced 77 times. He has 5 wins, but he has 12 seconds, 17 thirds, always in the money, and what I like, the horse is always in the money here at the track. He's got 13 starts at Turfway, 2 wins, 1 second, and 5 third-place finishes. Gets a break in weight at the route distance. That's a plus, and this horse will come running. I'm going to use the horse underneath my single. I'm going to spread out in the try and exacta as well and use a bunch of horses, but Double Derringer at 12-1 I think is a must-use underneath the 5, Golden Gift, my most logical winner of the night. Now, I spoke of that pick 4 and the late pick 3s and that vulnerable favorite, I think. Now, in the race number 7, that Busy Mischief's going to be bet off the board. There is a scratch in there of the 5, Even Beat. and this one is 7-5 on the morning line. And the horse is riding a 5-race win streak. Never been beaten here, 4 for 4 at Turfway. So I could see why the horse is 7-5, but I don't think the horse is going to get as easy lead as it has last time. There's a lot more quality horses in this race than the horse has been facing. Now, a couple of them in here has ran against her, but I don't think she'll get the pace scenario tonight. Am I picking her on top? Yes. But am I going to use other horses? Of course. So I'm going to try to beat her in the pick 4s, and I'll have that ticket for you later on here tonight. But number 3, Summer Delivery. This is one who's a very, very nice filly. She's by Twirl and Candy, comes from the Sims barn for David Jacobs, Kevin Underwood, and Jimbo Schaefer. Now, Malcolm Franklin rides. This one will be a pace presence and has been facing some serious stiff competition at Keeneland and Churchill. And also number 2, Miss O'Hara, is one that I like a lot. This one is 15-1, gets a huge upgrade in jockey to Gerardo Corrales. This one was second, beat 3 lengths to the favorite last start and was way out wide, but gets a veteran rider, a very strong stretch rider, and Miss O'Hara is, I think, a main threat to the top pick, number 7, Busy Mischief. I'm going to go 7-3-2. We're going to spread and use those 3 horses in the pick 4. Now, with 28 minutes to post, we're going to take a little break here. We'll come back for the changes as we first honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Turfway Park. 26 minutes to post for this 8-race card, and we have 3 sizable carryovers to speak of, and we'll mention those as we get to the race where those betting sequences begin. Now, race number 1, if you'll take out your racing program, starts at 50-cent pick 5. There is a carryover of $36,638 and change in the pick 5. That starts in race 1. Again, free money, $36,637 up for grabs. I expect that pool to be over 6 figures tonight. Now, no changes in the opener. Race number 2 starts the early pick 4. Be aware that number 1, Amani's Kitten, will carry 1 pound overweight. Jockey change on the 3, Just Old School, make the rider Emmanuel Ramirez. Race number 3 starts a single 6, a jackpot wager, 20-cent base bet. There is a carryover $6,527 change. And in the 3rd race, jockey change on number 1, Cafe Mischief, make the rider Gerardo Corrales. In the 4th race, 2 changes, scratch number 8, Commissario, and scratch number 13, Cat's Curiosity. 5th race starts a late pick 4, just 14% takeout. Scratch 1A, Green Garnet. scratch 13, Social Circle. Fifth race, scratch the 1A and number 13. In the sixth race, scratch the 9, Rio Seco. Seventh race, scratch number 5, Even Beat. Race number 7, take out the 5, Even Beat. Eighth and final with the high five carryover, just shy of $6,000. That's a $1 base bet. Couple of changes. Scratch number 3, Finnegan. Number 3, Finnegan is out. Ownership corrections on the 12, Penny Hefner should read Spring Meadow Farm of Dan Sainer. Scratch the 13, Supreme Venture. And scratch the 14, Gifted Justice. Race 8, scratch numbers 3, 13, and 14. Those are the changes at this time. Any additional changes coming in throughout the balance of the program, I'll get those to you as they do so. First post in 23 minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the studio. We got through the first 7 races prior to the break, and we'll take a closer look into the 8th and final race here at Turfway on this Super Saturday card. Now, don't forget those 3 carryovers. Race 1, pick 5. Race 3, single 6. Race 8, we're talking about now, has the high 5 carryover just shy of $6,000. Now, the heavy favorite on the morning line was number 3, Finnegan, and Finnegan is out. That leaves a very wide open race now. And when looking at the race, I end up going with number 8, At Guard. I think you could single this horse probably in your high 5s if you're going to take a stab at it. Now, in the pick 4s, I'm going to use a couple other horses in here, and we'll have that ticket for you later on in the program. But I'm going to spread out a little bit, but I think the best horse in the race is At Guard. I'm just concerned about the trip, but At Guard is the son of Mine Shaft for Andrew McKenzie and Larry Smith. Leandro Gonsalves gets a return call. This one was third, beaten 4 lengths last start. The horse was up and after the pace and just kind of plodded home the last quarter, but does have a couple of races over this track, does like the surface. 1 win, 2 second-place finishes, and 3 third-place finishes from 7 starts on the track. This horse will be on the board. It's my top pick. Number 9, Richie's on a Rampage, was 6 beaten 5 lengths last start, coming out of the same race as my top pick. Just ran about a length or so in behind that one, and this one had a trouble trip. Had an awkward start and was allowed to settle too far back and just made too late of a run. And in fact, the horse has a trouble trip the time before. You'll see stumbled and bumped around at the break. So if this horse can get out of the gate tonight, Richie's on a Rampage at 6-1, has a big chance, but the horse always seems to have a little bit of trouble or something go wrong. When you see horses like that, like this one has 31 starts, 4 wins, 10 seconds. They always find a way to lose, but they still try, and they try hard, and they're always on the ticket. So 6-1, I think you got to throw the horse in. And then number 12, Penny Hefner for Danny Sainer. This one hasn't raced since late September at Belterra across the river, where he raced for $15,000. And he was 5th beaten 7 lengths to a pretty good field. Time before that was 5th beaten 13 lengths for the $5,000 level. But the horse is consistent, 4 wins from 24 starts. So anytime a horse has a win percentage just shy of 20%, I think you have to use the horse. Comes from a very, very capable trainer who's always live in Dan Sainer. Now this one is 8-1 on the morning line. 8, 9, 12 for me. A horse you'll probably want to throw in if you're playing the late pick 4 or the high 5. Take a look at the 2 horse in there, big long shot Buster Brown Boy. This one loves Turfway. 3 wins from 5 starts. The worst race of his career was his last start here at Turfway, making that race, that mile 16th race off of that layoff. Never picked up the bit, was never a threat, but was claimed. Turns back to the 6 furlong distance. I like that a lot. Is stuck inside, but the horse will come running. And this one is from a barn that knows how to win and wins at a very high percentage off the claim. Taking nothing away from Billy Gowan. He's a very good trainer too. Gennaro Garcia, he's on a roll right now. And when the dice are hot, I'm going to go with Gennaro Garcia. Number 2, Buster Brown Boy, 12-1, I think is a price play in that 8th and final. Well, ladies and gentlemen, currently we have 19 minutes to post for our first of 8 races here on this Saturday card. Single 6 carryover in race 3, high 5 carryover in the 8th and final, but the one we want to get involved in is the big one. Race number 1 in 19 minutes. You'll see on the screen a pick 5 carryover, almost $36,000. Hope you play along, and best of luck.